It looks like we may have been wrong about Young Miami supposedly escaping from Diddy unharmed, because now new reports are emerging claiming that she was allegedly hurt by Diddy too. Now, I know Miami loves to talk tough and act like she's untouchable, but we all know by now that no one is really safe when it comes to Diddy. This man was out here blowing up cars and threatening to unalive grown men, and according to Miami's ex-boyfriend, Diddy allegedly did serious damage to her body. Young Miami has been unusually quiet about Diddy's illegal mess ever since Cassie first filed her lawsuit. And for the longest time, fans assumed that it was because she was complicit in his schemes. But we were wrong about that. Now, her ex is stepping in to set the record straight, and the receipts he's showing are leaving the internet completely stunned. Let's get into it. To be fair, it was hard to blame anyone for thinking Miami wasn't exactly innocent. She definitely gave off Madame vibes, and on more than one occasion, she acted like Diddy's favorite by openly threatening other women. Just take Diddy's longtime side chick Gina Huynh as an example. Gina had been messing around with Diddy long before Miami showed up, but that didn't stop Miami from feeling bold enough to threaten that she'd make Diddy force Gina into a freak-off during an argument. Miami even boldly tweeted, "If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees, Gina. You've been down bad since I came around. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eats P and D when he feels like it. You're the same bee who was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi." As if that wasn't already messy, she was also mentioned in a lawsuit by one of Diddy's victims, who claimed that Miami bullied her so badly when she got pregnant with Diddy's baby that she eventually lost the child. According to court documents, in July 2022, Jane Doe traveled to defendant Combs' home in Los Angeles under his orders. While inside his bathroom, Jane Doe was forced to ingest an unknown substance, which she later learned was ketamine, or something similar that caused her to black out and lose consciousness throughout the night. Jane Doe did not consent to ingesting the drugs, and when she woke up, she was covered in bruises, making her realize something terrible had happened. She also detailed how Combs would make her perform degrading shows while supplying her with alcohol and substances until she passed out. She said she would often wake up bruised with no memory of how she got the injuries, and this nightmare allegedly went on until July 2024. The victim further claimed that she eventually got pregnant by Diddy, and that's when Young Miami allegedly bullied her until she suffered a miscarriage. The document said that after learning of her pregnancy, Jane Doe informed defendant Combs, which led Carisha Brownlee, one of his associates, to repeatedly harass her to get an abortion. Eventually, Jane Doe miscarried and then cut contact with Combs and his people for about 3 months. So yeah, given all that, it was hard to picture Miami as a victim, but here's the thing. In cases like this, two truths can exist at the same time. Sure, she might have been mean to other women, but she could have been a victim too. And now, a man believed to be her ex is claiming that we've had the whole story twisted and that there's more we didn't know. For example, remember when Lil Rod claimed that Miami used to traffic substances for Diddy? According to court documents, the Combs Rico enterprise was rehearsing in Virginia when Combs wanted to use, but they forgot the stash, so Christina called Young Miami, who brought it to him on a private jet. The supposed ex is now saying that Miami didn't really have a choice. She had to obey or face consequences. It might sound far-fetched, but we've heard over and over during this trial that if you didn't do what Diddy wanted, there were serious risks. And by now, we all know what Diddy does when he's angry. There are multiple allegations of him putting his hands on women. So if he wanted Miami to drop everything and fly in with nose candy, best believe she would have done it out of fear. And that's not even all. Remember when Miami bragged about liking golden showers and how she and Diddy used to be into that?
Golden showers, meaning when the guy pees on you, pee on you everywhere, you like it?
I just like it.
You do?
Well, word on the streets is that all that talk was really just Miami trying to cope because she allegedly didn't even have a say in whether it happened or not. It was all reportedly up to Diddy. If he told her to get on her knees and get leaked on, she supposedly had no choice. That would explain why she suddenly tried to backtrack after Diddy got arrested, claiming that she never actually did that with him. She tweeted, "I never said he was the one I did that with. Intimacy is a part of life. I'm grown, and maybe I talk about it too much, but everybody's got their personal experiences. Some people get pooped on, some people live life on the edge, some people born AF. I watch a lot of P girls get peed on. If we grown and we in the house just chilling and want to talk about intimacy, what's wrong with that? But honestly, it looked like she was just trying to save face and avoid humiliation. According to the alleged ex, it did happen, and just like Cassie, Miami didn't have a choice. Diddy got whatever he wanted, period. Remember how, during Cassie's cross-examination by the prosecutor, she admitted that Diddy would force her to take part in freak-offs, even when she was on her period? The prosecutor flat out asked her, "Did you want to be urinated on?" And Cassie answered, "No, I did not want it." The prosecutor then asked her how it felt, and she said, "It was disgusting. It was too much. No one could think I wanted it." And when they asked if she wanted Diddy to pee in her mouth, she replied, "Too much urine in my mouth. I didn't want anyone to urinate on me." She even said it was obvious she didn't want to be on the ground being peed on by two men. But then things took a weird turn when one of the escorts took the stand and claimed that Cassie was the one who asked him to pee on her. In court documents, he said, "Cassie was actually the one that asked me to urinate on her. They had just come out of the room, and she asked me if I had ever done it before. I said no, and she told me to do it. Apparently, I was doing it wrong because they both stopped me and told me I was supposed to let a little out at a time and not just take a leak on her." So that made it look like Cassie was the one into it, when really Diddy was pulling the strings the whole time. And it looks like the same thing was happening with young Miami. While people thought she was running things, she might have just been another puppet. And judging by that picture she tried to pass off as a regular household accident, it's starting to look like she didn't escape Diddy's violence either. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of shocking to find out that Miami was allegedly victimized too. But this just goes to show that victims don't always look like what we expect. Sometimes they're flawed, sometimes they've done terrible things, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they were victims too. That said, I'm curious to know what y'all think about her ex's claims. Do you think he's telling the truth, or is he just trying to help clean up Miami's image? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and after that, make sure to check out this next video.